everybody that knows me, personally, or just even, a lot of other fighters, or just even just a lot of the guys that are behind the scenes in this fight game, man, that know me, bro. I have some great, just some other like business plays that I've been on,
right.
for some time. So I've really just been, focusing a lot on that. I've been making some great money in those type of situations as well. So
that's a blessing.
Just really just trying to make sure that everything is in position and making sure that like my teams are a lot stronger in those situations, and and just getting in some other things as well, just just to continue broadening my portfolio or what I've been doing. So
that's right.
So when I get back in, it's then it won't just really just be just for the money. It's because I want to finish off strong like I need to.
And so, and if talking about finish off strong,
yeah.
How many good years you think before you calling it quits?
Man, man, I feel great, bro. Like I said, a lot of people that know me, a lot of people that have been following me for a while, they know that I stay in shape. It's more of a lifestyle for me. I really take that whole boxing fight mentality, into life. You know what I'm
right.
saying? I just, when people see me work like they see me work, and they automatically think, oh man, you got a fight coming up? What's going on? What's going on? But
yeah.
But I pretty much just kind of, just put that into just my everyday life. You know what I mean? Just waking up and just being prepared for life and for whatever's coming my way. So, I just love that feeling. I love that feeling of just staying in shape and just being ready, for
right.
whatever.
Right. And so how much has becoming a father changed your perspective on life?
Man, it's huge, man. I mean, I come from a big family, strong foundation of a family. And especially since my dad passed, I really feel like now, I'm really filling those shoes up, and just now I have my own. So he already kind of, laid that blueprint, what we need to do, how we need to handle it. And it's just for me, man, I take a lot of pride in, just being a father, taking care of my family, just making sure that they see that example in me, with whatever it is. If, where I talk, the way I move, the way I handle business, the way I handle people. I mean, because that's the way, that's why I looked at my pops.
Right.
Just any way he handled himself, it was, it was at a certain type of respect. And just now that he's gone, I run into people, all the time that have so much respect for me that has never met me because of who my pops was. So, I'm on the same shit.
That's good shit. So when you look at the Berto clan, y'all come from a fighting family. Your pops used to get down, everybody.
Thanks.
So when your daughter gets older or your son gets older and he says, Dad, I got the itch. What are you saying to him?
Man, you know what? Crazy thing about it, bro. One thing that I found out, it seems like a lot of the fighters that have reached that peak or that sort of that height in their career, they don't want their kids to fight. You know what I'm saying? I'm kind of in that space, like, man, you don't need to, you know what I mean? I don't think I'm gonna want them to fight because I've been in that space, and I've been the chance to win these world titles and be able to fight on pay-per-view and to be able to really be in this game, for a good 15, 16 years, like good and the bad. But of course, a lot of the dads that always, wanted to fight, or they didn't reach a certain type of level, they really put it into their kids.
I'm that guy.
They really put it into their kids. So, right now, man, like I say, man, it's in the blood, but it's like whatever he wants to do, because I want him to do everything. I want him to play every sport. I want him to do whatever and once you reach a certain age, he's going to figure out what he wants to do. But I definitely want all my kids to have that fight in their back pocket for sure.
And so Berto, if your dad never put a pair of gloves on you,
yeah,
because your father was into martial arts and wrestling, and you gravitated to boxing.
Yeah.
If that never happened, what would you be doing? What would you be famous
If
for?
I wasn't boxing, I mean, I think I'd probably play football. I was always really good at football. Yeah, probably playing football, man, because the house is just physical. You know, we grew up, man. We grew up from nothing, and just everybody in the house just was really competitive, and it was very physical in the house. You know what I mean? If my pop seen us watching TV too long, he pull out a roll of pennies. You know, we doing 25 push-ups each penny. If we get in trouble, you know, it's like 500 push-ups, 500 squats before we go to school. You know what I'm saying? So everything was just very physical and demanding. And
that's why you were diesel. That's why you were diesel in the 5th grade.
Ah, man, I was elementary school, boy. They couldn't play with me. They couldn't play with me.
So what other hidden talents do you have?
Man, you know what the crazy thing about it, bro?
Outside of cooking,
I do some everything, brother.
Yeah.
I do some everything. I think that's an advantage that I have when it just comes to people in general, bro. I used to you know what I mean, if I'm talking to a chick,
you gotta get yourself in trouble.
Of course beforehand, but she know that too.
Easy
Listen,
now.
but she knew that too. Like it wasn't too much that I felt that anybody else can bring to the table like I could. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you want a conversation, baby, I got you on a conversation. What's going on? I wrote poetry when I was younger. So, like, you want a conversation, I got you. If you want a cat with some money, I got you. If you want a man to cook you a meal, I got that too. What is it? Like, what you need? You know what I'm saying? So you know, I think I always just had a lot to my game. If it was sports, you know, if it was conversation, if it was if it was business, you know what I mean, business related. If we just cooking in the damn house, you know what I mean, I can knock it down. So a lot of different elements, bro.
Yo, let me ask you this. You see, I know that you are an avid boxing watcher. You watch the sport. You are always posting the fights. You support them. You like MMA too.
Definitely, both.
Right. So, what do you think about? I know this is a generic question, but how do you feel about the YouTube era that's going on with boxing?
It's crazy. Like I just posted something about it on my Instagram, but you know, but like I said in that post, man, I think of course, I think that all of it, you know, complements, you know, boxing to a sense. Okay. But but the cream is always gonna rise to the top, and the truth with it all, you know, sooner or later is gonna be it's gonna be understood, because if you try to play with this game, you know, it's gonna humble you real quick. So a lot of these YouTube guys or these little movie guys or whatever, they try to come in this game and try to play with it. You know what I mean? It's gonna show you. It's gonna show you real quick. Right. So I think just with them jumping in, of course, I think it still, you know, brings a lot more eyes to the game. Of course, that when it comes to people that's not just avid, just like boxing fans, you know, but it's gonna expose a lot of people that it's going to be able to give us a lot more respect, for sure.
Right. Would you ever do one?
Or what now? Or what's that?
Would you ever fight a YouTube guy or do an exhibition with one of those guys?
You know what, man? I can't. Of course, this boxing game, man, it's a big fraternity, and I love it because it's like a brotherhood and a certain type of respect there. You know, but I'm not mad to see, you know, like Floyd Mayweather on what he's doing. You know what I mean? Right. He's done everything in the sport, you know, so he definitely wants to tap into a completely different, you know, space, just be able to make, you know, a lot of money. So like even myself, man, it just depends on the situation. It depends on the situation because like us at this point in our careers, like we want to try to get the most bang for the buck. You know what I'm saying?
Gotcha. Now, do people call you and be like, "Yo, I need some work. I need some sparring."
All the time.
All the time.
All
Are you answering that call?
Nah.
Gotcha.
Nah, it's like it's to a point. It's to a point now, man. You know, what I mean, Andre Ward, he used to tell me that a lot. You know, he used to be like, bro, like, you know, because me, I was just boxing. If I'm not fighting, I'm just in the ring. I'm just at the gym sparring, just walk in there. You know,
Right.
but he used to tell me too. He's just like, bro, like, you know, he was just like, man, listen, bro, we gotta preserve our bodies. Don't be in that sparring just for no fucking reason. You know what I'm saying? Don't spar for no reason. Make sure you already got, you know what I mean, a plan is set, a fight set. You don't need just to be taking punches for no damn reason. You know what I mean? You're
always a smart guy.
You're at the high level. You're at the high level. Wait till it's camp time. You know it's for it's for a reason. Yeah.
And you made some smart business decisions. So it wouldn't be, because a lot of guys that are at the stage of your career, they will probably take those calls to go do sparring because they need the money or other things like that.
Definitely.
You're fortunate and blessed enough not to have to do that at this stage of your career. But what is there a fight right now? This is a two-part question. Is there a fight that you wish you had that you didn't have? And is there a fight that you want that you didn't have?
I mean, of course, I think the fight with me and Shane years ago, I still thought that would have been a great fight.
Bro, that one broke my heart because of everything that was going on around it.
Yeah.
You know, with the Haiti thing, and the earthquakes. But
it was great. But me and Shane, we still talk about that sometimes. I still think about even that Floyd fight happening years ago, because a lot of people don't know. Like, me and him was supposed to fight. Right after the Ortiz fight. You know what I'm saying? So a long time ago, I think that would have been, even more epic.
He was actually there at that fight.
He was at that fight.
Yeah, he was there scouting you.
That's what kind of took me out, because I'm like, hey, bro, I just fought the fight before. I knocked dude out. You know, Floyd and Al, everybody's like, okay, you got Floyd next. I'm like, damn right, let's go.
Right.
He called me. He said, listen, bro, like, you got to fight one more fight. I was like, one more fight. And at this point, I'm hot. I'm mad.
Yeah, you was on fire.
Fight Victor Ortiz. Who the hell? Victor Ortiz. I'm mad. Like, I'm hot. I don't want to come to camp because I'm thinking it's a waste of time. I get down to camp maybe 5 to 6 weeks out. I'm just like, so I'm just going through the motions, knowing I'm not in shape. But at this time, I'm young and, man, my speed and my power, and I always adjust in the ring, and I always just make it happen regardless. So, man, I went in that thing. They set the fight in Connecticut, some small town in Connecticut.
Yeah, I remember.
So I'm just thinking, probably just gonna have a couple of little fans up from Connecticut.
It was
we got TV. I'll pull up in there. And at this time, I'm already a little nervous because I know I'm not in shape. So I'm walking out to the fight.
Right.
They got the whole production smoking shit. I'm like, what is going on? I walk out, man. I look to my right. I see Floyd. I see 50 Cent. I see all these. I'm like, what is going on? Man, I hop in that ring. I see damn Victor Ortiz jumping. I'm talking about panting like he a damn
ready.
He a damn animal. I said, oh shit. They said, I got set up for the setup. I was so hot, man. But yeah, man, that was one that got me way off guard, bro. Way off guard. But any fights right now, man, I would love to they always talk about me and Darren. I'm talking about me and Danny Garcia getting it. I would really still love to even get some of the guys that I lost to, man, like the Robert Guerreros and then.
Well, he's retired though, right? I know he came back, but yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. What's his name? Even Porter. But if not that,
I was at that fight too.
You know what I mean? But even But if not that, man, I mean, shit, any of these guys, to be honest, if I'm finna try to go out and I want to go out strong, you know what I'm saying? So I want to definitely,
Well,
definitely get it
I
off.
think the world. I think if I was managing you and I was
Yeah.
in control of that,
Yeah.
I would be like, yo, Ortiz is the one.
Everybody says that. You got to do it. You gotta do it.
A third time, bro. That's the one for you, bro.
Yeah, that's a nice trilogy.
And I know he was back in contact with you via social media, like, yo, bro, let's do it.
Yeah,
now he injured himself.
Did he? I mean, I don't know what's going on.
Yeah, he did. He injured. He was training, and then I seen him with a calf on, a cast on, or something like that.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what's been going on with him, but yeah, I mean, shit, even the third would be good, man. I mean, if they come to the table with some bread, they know. I mean, shit, like Al knows me, man. He know about my money, so they put some bread up, some real bread up.
It can happen.
You need to understand, like, he been spoiling me for a long time. You know, I was his first young guy, so
yes, sir.
They've been giving it to me for a minute, so I mean, but that's still a go.
They ain't give you nothing, bro. You earned it.
Oh, for sure. Let that be understood, for sure.
Yeah, no, for sure. Because I don't know if you recall this, but the first time me and you ever had a conversation, face to face, you never changed from that conversation. Always down to earth guy, always stop and talk, everything. The first time we had a conversation was at the Zab Judah Cotto fight, Madison Square Garden, on the steps, the front of the Madison Square Garden. Okay. And Zab was, now I used to train with Zab and him at Gleason's. Okay. And the story goes that I had my brother who was a fight fan, so he came and he wanted to meet Zab. So I had a relationship with Zab. So I'm thinking, yo, I can get a picture for my brother who came from upstate Rochester to get a picture with Zab. So we were standing at the entrance and waiting for Zab to come in. And so Zab walk in and Yoel walk in, and I'm standing out by the fence, and I'm like, yo, Zab, my brother, you know, this nigga too cool for me. He put his shades on, and he just kept zooming, right? Yeah. So I'm like, and I'm trying to show off because my brother live upstate, and so he wanna show off that he know these guys. Yeah, nothing. But then Cotto comes out, his van. No, he had a big one of those tour buses. Yeah. You know those big tour buses? Yeah, he came out, he had his son in one hand. His son was asleep right before the fight, bro. He stopped there, talked to me, and I had met Cotto one time before that. He talked to me, talked to my brother, took pictures, everything. Yeah, real down to earth. And that's another fight I was supposed to have, but it's a crazy story to that fight. Okay, I like your story better. Me and Cotto, we were, of course, I think I was world champion then, and they had a lot of talk about me and Cotto getting it in. So, of course, me, I'm the young bull, so I'm already harassing them on Twitter, like, yeah, let's get it in, like we getting in contact with his managers, and then, he was kind of putting out there at the time, like, okay. This at the time I didn't really understand. I just wanted to fight. He was just like, man, this young boy, killer. And, it's still early in his career, so I don't even need, he was on his money play. The fights is going to make sense, financially. Right. And, I never met him, never did any of that. Then we go to they called me to go to an Everlast photo shoot. I pull up in there, I got my team with me. And then we do the photo shoot. I get on the elevator. Go downstairs, get something to eat. And Cotto and some other guys on the elevator. He sees me walk on. I see him. I'm sizing him up. And then we walk off the elevator. You know what I mean? I look at him. I say, hey. He's like, hey, man, nice to meet you. I said, no, bro. I try to press him out. I'm like, no, bro, we got to fight soon. He's like, right. And he's like, slow down. He said, you world champion soon, but I need to make this money. I was like, right. And that was my first time really getting a real sense of just the business. Like, you know what I mean? Like, this young kid, you hear young beats, and we can definitely have a great fight, but I gotta be about my business first. And that's what I always say to people that really don't understand the sport, that every call out ain't supposed to be answered.
Yeah.
And boxing is a business first. And the boxing will take care of itself inside the ring.
Yep.
So every fight is not a good fight either.
Yep.
And I say that people think that you got to duck. It's called a duck. It's certain guys that are goddamn monsters.
Yeah.
That could derail your career in a heartbeat.
Quick.
Right? So I don't think that you got to fight everybody. And it's not that you're afraid of them, but it just don't make sense. Certain things just don't make sense.
Yeah, and that's the thing that a lot of fans, they don't realize. I mean, it's called, a prize fighting for a reason. You know what I mean? These guys wouldn't be these world champions or even step in the ring if they were that afraid, of other people.
That's right.
I mean? When you get to a certain point, it's not just you. There's managers, there's promoters that's really trying to teach you the business. If they didn't, then we would be out here just running crazy, just scrapping,
fighting everybody,
just scrapping just to scrap. So I mean, at the end of the day, man, you definitely need to understand your value. You need to make sure you have to make sure that money is there. We in there risking our lives on a regular basis. We got to try to make sure that side is there. All that pride and all that pride talk. Listen, bro, don't do it if the bread ain't right.
That's right. So now back to boxing a little bit. I'm gonna put you on the spot a little bit. So you got Terrence Crawford and you got Errol Spence. Who wins?
I
can't hear you.
Great.
Okay, got
you hear me?
Go. Yeah, I can hear you now.
Put me on the spot.
Thank you for buying the bag. I appreciate you.
And both guys, really good friends with both guys. Man, but I think, to be honest, man, I love Spence, but I just think that Terrence he just has something else to him. A certain type of just meanness to him.
Killer instinct, right?
Yeah. He has this killer instinct and this meanness to him that I don't see in too many fighters. Like I said, I know him personally and everything. Like, it's just not in the fight game. Like, we're just out, hanging out. Everything's a competition. Everything's a competition, and he's so serious about whatever it is. If it's shooting basketball, if it's this, that, he wants it to be some type of reward or some type of something just on the line. Okay, you don't do this? Okay. Do like 15, 20 push-ups. Like, everything
is got to be on the line.
Something has to be on the line, but that's how he is, bro. And he's very competitive. And I see it in the fight game, man. He has a switch. He has a switch. He can box. He can do this and that. But, I mean, that nastiness comes on. And anytime he tries to finish him.
So take me to the heavyweight division.
Okay.
Anthony Joshua, Tyson Fury. Who wins that fight?
Oh, Tyson Fury.
You think Tyson Fury got him?
Pretty good set. Yeah, easy.
I disagree. I think
so?
Yeah, I think Anthony Joshua. And now people know that I'm cool with them, and that's my people. But this is beyond that. This is the things that I study, and I see flaws in Tyson Fury that a young, hungry guy can expose. Deontay Wilder wasn't the boxer that could have done that.
Yeah.
So Tyson Fury has flaws. He's not 100%.
Of course.
Because nobody's infallible. But I believe that Tyson Fury, Anthony Joshua could get it done. That's just my opinion. Yeah.
I think that Tyson Fury, with the size that he has, to be a big man like he is, man, he's very elusive. And he has great fundamentals to be that big.
Absolutely.
We talking about feints. We talk about feints. You talking about moving around the ring. We talking about, his defense, period. He has a little bite to him too that's going to try to show you, he's here. I just think he just has a lot to him. Anthony Joshua, of course, a great, he's a tremendous fighter. But, I seen a little chink, his mental space, of course, with the Ruiz fight. And I think it may be easy for him to get back in that place if the fight isn't going his way. You know,
Okay.
He has so much going on around him. You know, it seems like he had a great situation, you know, great team. He's made tons of money. You know, it looks like if something happens here, you know, he wouldn't be, you know, I mean, he can check out at any time if it gets to that point.
Okay, that's your opinion. I get it. I respect it 100%.
Yeah.
That's cool. So take me down lower to the lower weight, the 135. Okay. How are we looking? Who's the man at 135?
35. I have to see, you know, the fight I have to see. I have to see Tank versus Lopez. That's
who wins.
Fight. That's
I'm
the
putting
fight.
you on the spot. I got to put you on the spot.
That's the
who
fight.
Wins? That's the fight. But who wins?
Man, I'm tossed up right now. I'm tossing up right now. I don't know.
I agree.
I mean, that's the fight.
It's a 50-50 fight.
50-50 fight because both of them can crack. Both of them got fundamentals. So we need to see what happens if Lopez hits him. We need to see what happens if Tank hits him.
Hit Lopez.
And, you know what I mean? Yeah. How they're going to be able to respond. But that's the fight at 35. Everybody else, great fighters. The Devin Haney's, you know, Ryan Garcia's is it. But that's the fight at 35. Animal level fight.
Okay. So I'm going to take you to Devin Haney, Ryan Garcia. Who wins?
I'll say Devin Haney. Okay. I'll say Devin Haney. Like I said, I know both of them personally.
Yeah, me too.
I got a chance to see. You know, I seen Devin grow up, and I know that Devin got that real dog about him. But Ryan, he definitely impressed me his last fight. You know what I'm saying? Now, he impressed me his last fight in the sense of everybody, you know, excuse my language, you know, a lot of guys in this game just thought he was a pussy. Like, so he showed that, okay, I'm not that. You know what I'm saying?
I'm not that.
I'm still gonna get up. I'm still gonna get up and go try to get mine. So, you know what I mean? He definitely impressed me in the last fight. He looked great, but I think I Devin Haney over.
I honestly would pick Ryan over.
You think so?
That situation, and the reason being,
and at the same time, you understand, like Devin, you know what I mean? He used to beat him a few times in the amateurs too, so
they evened up on that.
Oh, did they?
Evened up on, they evened up on that. But the reason why is I think out of the two, Devin is the more fundamental guy, but Ryan is a cracker. He can crack him with that speed and power. So I think if you catch Devin coming in or out on some of the slick stuff, you got to time him. You probably could hurt him because I don't think Devin is the bigger puncher. Okay. And I think the amateurs, the amateurs is different from the pros. So that's just my opinion. That's my opinion.
That makes sense. Now I'd love to see both of them fights. Those are the fights at 35 I would love to see.
I know, man. I know. I just hope it happens, bro. So what do you know? What do you think about the politics that's associated and the way, like, you see how Barbara Arum is talking down on Teofimo Lopez and Terrence Crawford? If you were in that situation, how would you handle that? Would you still be there?
Hold on now, I got to get one more guy. We can't forget about Shakur Stevenson.
Oh, yeah, but I didn't go to 130. I stayed at 135.
Okay, cool.
Okay, cool. You understand? Yeah.
Gotcha. I mean, of course, man, I'm the type of guy, I feel like we deserve anything that we need, brother. Like, as a fighter, we're in there risking our lives, and I hate to see people like Bob Arum really try to talk like our lives aren't worth whatever we believe it is. But I understand business. I understand the business aspect. But if you got a kid like Teofimo that's been fighting his ass off and knocking guys' heads off, you put him in there against Lomo, he did his thing, pay the man. You know what I mean?
Pay him.
Pay the man.
Because you're going to get it back. You're going to get it back.
You're going to get it back.
I think he's going to be there. If you match him up right and you keep moving him right and put some money behind him, he's going to grow to be one of those stars.
He can be a mega star. But that right there just shows you how much Bob, he doesn't really have. He really separates the relationship from business to boxing.
Business and I love that too.
Yeah,
I'm good with that.
Which is good. But I'm talking about like within these last few situations with Teofimo, with Terrence Crawford, I mean, just the things that he's saying, I'm just like, yo, you know what I'm saying? That's bad. Like, yeah, I mean, these guys are here putting on a show, for entertainment and hoping that they get out the same. You know what I mean? But the fucking talk down on the kids, like, they ain't worth this. I don't care too much about it. That's crazy. I hate it.
Yeah, and he and so blatantly to say, well, if those guys are gonna give you more, just go. Like, what happened? At what point? Like, what? I understand the business of boxing. I got a friend who managed fighters, and I tell him all the time, bro, you got to separate business from pleasure. You can't have these guys eating at your house. And I'm not saying it's a bad thing.
I hate that. And I tell these guys all the time, I posted something about that. I said, listen, bro, it does not matter how good your promoter or your manager is talking to you.
Right.
Get your money, because as soon as the next young star comes, it's a wrap. Get your money. Do not pay attention to separate all that shit.
Right. Yeah. And so I noticed that you have posted up something. Are you doing a new podcast or something like that?
I just I mean, you know me, man, I'm always outside the box, man. Like I said, like a lot of us guys, a lot of us fighters, man, I'm really trying to push the narrative to get a lot of us just to be a lot more personable and to be able to speak, because a lot of us just athletes, period. I know guys, all the way across the board that their fans, they just know them as that.
Right.
I mean, like, they never hear them speak. You never hear them talk. They don't know what type of shit they like. Get on this social media right now, man, and just really just show a different type of element about you. Like, these fans that love you, they might be able to relate to you now in a whole different type of way.
Bro, this is what I've been doing. This is what the purpose of me doing this. Yeah. I promise you, I never wanted to be in the front. I'd rather give my opinion right behind it.
Yeah.
Because I'm a civil engineer. I got a business. I'm not pressed. I just love boxing. Yeah. So I figured I wanted to show fighters in a different light, letting people understand who they are.
Definitely.
So this is why I started doing this. It's
important.
You get it.
It's important, bro. Right. It's important. That's why I do the cooking show. That's why I did a little sit down, square up interview, and I got some other ones coming that's gonna be crazy. And I got a whole bunch of other content I got coming out, man, because at the end of the day, people that know me or just even my fan base, they can just see and just understand, man. I got so many other type of elements to me, and he's just not a boxer. Like, shit, man, fucking Berto can do whatever he want to do. You know what I'm saying? So right. Makes sense when they hear about a lot of these other business plays I'm gonna have coming out and doing this, doing that. I mean, this boxing shit is amazing, but this is just another platform to whatever it needs to be. And I want them to get out of that mind state of these young guys. They're focused on fighting, which is great. Understand it doesn't end here. It doesn't end right here. We have another level to go. Same thing in high school. You go to college, you become an adult. Same thing we turn pro, and now it's almost time to graduate again. You know what I mean? Stay focused. That shit going.
Hey, so Berto, on that note, I know you didn't always make the right decisions, and we all learn from our mistakes. But what's the worst advice that somebody ever gave you?
The worst advice?
Yes.
The worst advice somebody ever gave me. Shit, I don't know. I got a lot of bad advice. The worst advice? Man, I can't even tell you, brother. The worst? I'll probably buying a damn Ferrari at the time. I was probably like 22. Spent like $300 grand on a fucking Ferrari Benz.
Cash?
And I paid cash for it.
That was your ego telling you to do that. Nobody told you to do that.
Yeah, early.
So what's the best advice somebody gave you?
The best advice, and like I said, it's something that I posted, on my little joint. The best advice is to make sure the young you now
Right.
does the right things to take care of the older you when it's time.
Wow.
I said
that's powerful. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's powerful.
Got to.
And so where did you get your business savvy from? Because like you didn't go to school for it. I mean, not saying that you don't have an education, but because school they don't teach you finances. So how did you learn?
You know what? I came from a small town in in Florida. But really just from my upbringing, just seeing how we grew up. I had two Haitian immigrant parents. We damn near had nothing. They worked 2 and 3 jobs at a time. And I really, as soon as I understand I had a real talent, and I really wanted to try to, try to change the outcome forever. And that used to just always just play in the back of my mind. Of course, I'm a great athlete, but I had a lot of people around me as well that I seen get just fucked over by the system. If it was other fighters, there was other athletes, I used to see them just go broke and just be flat out, and I didn't understand it. So, I had a guy, my boy Trace McGrady, actually, and he grew up in our same city.
Right.
And I went to school with Amari Stoudemire as well. So, so certain guys that made it out, I always in the back of my mind, like, okay, I'm gonna be next up.
Right.
My man Ray Lewis as well. So me and Trace was real tight growing up. And that's one of the first things that I used to just always ask him about. He used to sit me down, his business manager at the time. And his business manager used to just be blown away on how much I just wanted to sit down and just talk about it. Right. Talk about business, talk about taxes, talk about this, talk about that.
Right.
I want to know why these boxers, they going broke. Okay, what's this, what's that? As soon as I understood, okay, like boxing doesn't have a union. So we don't have a lot of things, like put in place like these basketball players, football players, baseball players. So once I turned pro, me and him continued our relationship, and we kept it all the way until it was time for me to turn pro. So I already knew who I was going to be working with business manager-wise.
Got you.
But I wanted to set my team up just like these guys that play basketball or football, things of that nature. So I wanted to set my team up around, of course, with my accountant, my business managers, my this, my that, everybody that I was going to be able just to check these boxes off for me. So as soon as these checks come, it ain't going to be no different.
Got you. So how hard was it? And were you with your business manager at the time when you decided to blow $300,000 for that Ferrari?
Man, shit, I was, he kept saying no to everything. He kept saying no to everything. I put myself in a good position early, though, man. Like I said, I set up all my summer 401ks, this, that.
Right.
So, after every fight, I'm taking care of shit. But I always had it in the back of my head. I didn't want to go too crazy because I didn't want to go back to where I came from. You know what I'm saying? So I always was a little fearful, on that. And man, just one day, man, I said, fuck it. I know that. I know I've been being really, really, really good for years. I'm like, man, shout out to this shit. Fuck it. I'm with some people. I got the card and swipe that John. I'm like, I just did it. Swipe.
You know who else did that? Swiss Beats. Swiss Beats did that. Yeah, he went and took his debit card and tried to buy a house.
Oh, he's crazy. He's crazy.
That's dope, though.
Yeah, I swiped that joint, drove off, and I was like, shit.
That's crazy. But it must have felt good, though, right? Because when you
felt great, of course, to be able to do that shit at, 22, 23 years old, man, and just do whatever I wanted to do. And that was like my first crazy purchase. All my other purchases in between that was, everything had a game plan. I bought my crib and bought this, bought that. Everything was strategized with my team. But this was like my first just outlandish shit. Just
right. So where's the car? You still got it?
Oh no, that shit's gone for years ago.
You sold it.
I got a whole bunch of other cars.
Yeah.
But just trying to sell it. Well, I learned from that because I bought that, and you know what I mean. Like, even when I resold it, bro, I probably lost like $100 grand, 150,000 on it. I said, okay,
I learned my lesson now.
I can't.
So I'm not gonna hold you up because bro, we could do this all night.
Yeah, you're right. I got the Rolls Royces now. You know, my man.
Yes. The double R.
Got the Rolls Royces and all that now. But all that stuff now is under the business name, and all of it getting run and writing all of it off.
Oh, and you better. That's the genius. I try to tell people about this,
bro.
Look,
listen.
Let me show you.
Man,
bro, this is.
You call me
this,
all the time.
You see what this is?
Yeah.
This is my corporation kit, brother. This is my corporation kit for Boxing Sweet Science 2.0, because I want to start. I started a foundation because I want to start giving boxing gloves and stuff to young fighters that's coming up that can't do it. And they can't, I remember going to the gym and I used to have to wear other people's equipment. That shit was disgusting. And I'm a germophobic. So I used to have to put other people's hands, you know what I'm saying? So I decided that for the people that can't, and boxing is not that an expensive sport to get into, right? So I figure I got gloves that I give out and stuff like that. So that's why I always ask people if they're going to donate to the badges. It helps me out because, I'm spending my own money, but it does help me out to get the stuff to the guys. Stocks I'm making, all the Boxing Sweet Science hoodies, all that.
Definitely.
But before you go, I just want to ask about the Floyd fight.
Okay.
The Floyd fight.
Yes, sir.
In that fight, what was the biggest thing you learned about Floyd Mayweather?
The biggest thing I learned about Floyd was how attentive he was to detail.
Gotcha.
I don't think I've ever been in there with somebody that was so attentive to detail. Like his eyes was everywhere. Like he watched everything. Of course, he watched your body. He watched the ref. He's always looking at the clock, always timing himself, looking at the clock. It's everything. Like even like in between rounds, his dad told me, looking over his shoulder. He's staring at. He's trying to see how I'm looking. He want to see if I'm breathing hard. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, they reading everything.
Man, everything, bro.
Right.
When they're talking to each other, like everything, he just knew. He just looked so comfortable in there, like it was at his house.
Right.
When it how he moved, where he stepped, always watching the clock. They just know when he has to let off a few more punches and he walks off. He walks off and know that he got it. In between rounds, he looks to see if I'm breathing. Just every round is methodical. He just takes his time and takes it one round at a time.
Right. Man, that fight actually tore me apart. I ain't gonna lie to you, man.
Yeah.
Because you my man, and I love some Floyd. Yeah. And it's almost like watching your two brothers fight. You got to pick a side, but you don't have to pick a side.
Man.
That honestly, but I was happy, and I'm not gonna lie to you. I was happy that he gave you an opportunity to get the big checks because he's been blessing all these other guys. Yeah. And I was like, yo, why not let it be Berto? He paid his dues.
Definitely, man. It was a good time, man. It was a roller coaster, ride. And I knew it was going to be some big odds it was going to be against. And, they pretty much let us know, listen, if you don't knock this boy out, you're going to lose.
You're going to lose. I get it.
I get it. I understand what it is. So,
let's make it happen.
I think,
Yo, but listen, Bert, man, I really, really appreciate you. Bro. Congratulations on your growing family, all your business endeavors. And much continued success. Like I said, from day one I met you, you never changed, always consistent, never made the headlines for no bull crap, always a good dude, man. So I salute you and your family, man. Thank you so much, brother. I appreciate it.
Man. Appreciate y'all, man. Appreciate y'all for having me, for sure.
Yes, sir. All right, be great, man.
Yes, sir.
And I am going to end this, but listen, Berto is